Once again, welcome to the History of LA Ska one-on-one sessions. I'm Junor Francis. The series celebrates the ska, rocksteady, and vintage reggae scene in Southern California and beyond through insightful conversations with the legends and modern-day players, including those behind the scene. And believe me, there are a lot of people working behind the scene and have worked behind the scene and continue to work behind the scene. This is the 24th one-on-one sessions and our 9th in this new podcast YouTube channel format. I want to thank everyone for their wonderful support. It's an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to welcome a living legend, one of Jamaica's true treasures, whose career began in the early 60s. Her name is Norma Fraser. What a privilege. Norma, how are you?
Oh, goodness. It is my privilege to be here with you. Thank you so much. I'm feeling fine. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Really and truly glad to have you.
Oh, man, you look so young, man. What are you eating?
The same thing you're eating, ackee and saltfish and dumpling and banana.
I love it.
And for speed and energy, I eat yam like Usain Bolt.
Oh, exactly. And you can run as fast, I'm sure, right?
Not quite, but yes, ma'am.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. How has life changed for you as a result of COVID?
Well, it really has, because I was booked. I'm solid for the first time really in years. I was booked solid to perform in Europe in some wonderful festivals, and goodness, COVID just came and just not sabotage it, but it prevented me from as well as a lot of other artists from traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there is really and truly renewed interest as a result of. I'm trying to figure out what.
I'm sorry.
Have you figured out why there's such renewed interest? Because in one of our conversations, we have talked over the years, and even a few months ago, you told me you were getting calls from just about everywhere, including the states of Florida.
Right. Yes, exactly. I don't know what it is. I think the younger generation now are gravitating toward the so-called legends, the type of music that we did years in the past, and because for some reason, like the younger generation say that it makes our music make more sense, and it resonates with them, So because of that, there's reggae music all over the world, which is kind of what, and they want the legends, so.
Yes, and that's good.
And they're the ones who have all of the old records, all of the 45s.
Right.
They have all of them.
Yes. So can you please talk about growing up in St. Andrews, which is part of Kingston?
Yes.
Growing up.
Yeah, up St. Andrews, Red Hills, up there, Upper Kirkland, Red Hills.
Uptown.
Yeah. Uptown. Well, I like it. Well, the fact that I was brought up in a family that revered education.
Mm-hmm.
So my big brother, Dr. Frazier, at 18 years old, he went to Oxford.
Wow.
And Cambridge at 18 years old.
Man's a genius, man.
A genius. And so my parents wanted us to follow him, How are you going to follow this guy, And I just took a left turn and went singing. They didn't like that at all. They thought I was incorrigible, I was bad. I was a black eye, in the family. Singing? Yeah. They can sing with what? Reggae? Rocksteady? No way. Are you going to eat?
And that's so true, they were being practical.
Yeah, but we're idealistic. I want to do something that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the money, but they were pragmatic,
Yes.
They figure that you're supposed to eat.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So back to your youth. What role did music play in your life as a youth?
I loved music. What I used to do, I used to sneak out, as they say in America, from my parents' home at night to go and watch all of those artists, American artists that would come, right, to Carib Theater and Regal Theater. I would sneak out and go and watch them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I would climb out over the fence. And then I would always worry, how am I going to get back in? But I would watch, I would see all of them, and I met a lot of them too, personally. Mm-hmm. And I became friends with Patti LaBelle. I'm still friends with her today. Yeah, I met all those people in Jamaica.
But you weren't singing then? You were just a teen?
Singing then, no.
So how were you able to meet them, given the circumstances and the conditions in Jamaica? They don't let.
No, I was good. It was like, I was good at it. It was my craft. It was my, I was good. Before you know it.
Well, you had to be.
I was good at, Junior, I was good. I met all of them. Sam Cooke, all of them. I would even,
but that sounds so much like an impossible task.
Yes, and I made it. And I would tell my friends, it was like a test. I would tell my friends, I'm going to see the Drifters tonight. How are you going to get in there? I said, watch me, right? And I would I put my good clothes in the tree, because my parents wouldn't allow me to go, right? I put all my good clothes in the tree, and I would just come out in my old clothes, and I would just take the clothes with me and take it to the theater, right? I would get in for some reason, and then change my clothes. I'm not joking. And before you know it, Junior, wow. I was backstage with all these people. It's the first time I'm revealing this. So first time ever.
What a wonderful revelation. So before singing though, well, singing was always there. You were at one point a school teacher.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well,
before we digress into music.
Well, it was my brother had a college there, Surrey College, and then he asked me to teach. I don't know if I was qualified or not, but he asked me to teach. So I was teaching at his college. That's what I was doing. Yeah, I taught there for a while.
In Jamaica?
Yeah,
So your family had money, man, to have college?
Yes. The Frasers, they're landowners. They love land, a bunch of land down there, yeah. Up in Westmoreland, and so there, lots of land.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you recall the moment when you first decided that I love teaching, but I'm going to focus on music?
I've always wanted, ever since I was a kid, always loved. I couldn't even sing either. Couldn't sing a note.
What do you mean couldn't sing?
I couldn't sing, no, couldn't sing at all.
The people who I know couldn't sing, they still can sing. So, even me, so how did you get to that level?
Strange.
Because I've been trying to sing all my life.
Well, take this. This is an inspiration. I could not sing ever, and I would go to all of these shows. Even when I was a teacher, we'd go to all of these shows. Couldn't sing. And you know what I did? One morning, I went into the shower. This actually happened, and I turned on the shower, and I started singing. I said, "Oh, I think I can sing." I'm not joking.
I'm trying that tomorrow.
Please try that tomorrow.
I want a voice like Ken Booth or Barry Salmon, those two up front.
Oh, but you already have the look, so, work on the voice.
Yeah, wow. First, was Delroy Wilson was our idol growing up back then, and
yes.
Teacher kicked him out of school, and he was so happy.
Yes.
He started slaughtering the charts. And
yes, and it was a great, every tune that Delroy made was a big hit. Everyone,
was really Jamaica's first idol. Right. Yeah, man. But I'm going to see what happens tomorrow.
Try
after this. You bet. And I hope Eric, our producer, will try too.
And then we probably could have a trio. That's what we call ourselves, right?
Right. So it happened in the shower. So what did you do after that experience?
I decided I can sing. Didn't even take a lesson or anything. I could sing. I just started singing. While the water was running all over my back and everything, I just started singing. I was singing in the shower, and it sounded so wonderful. And I said, "Wow!" And then I had, Dwight Pinkney.
Yes, man. Even personally,
Right. Well,
and you're not name dropping. We're not name dropping. We know him.
Right. Well, we used to go to the same Catholic CYO, Catholic Youth Organization.
Mm-hmm.
And we formed a little band together, 3 of us. One of the guys named Weedy Head, and he couldn't sing. Weedy Head, and Dwight and myself.
That's Ganja Head, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
So Jamaicans can come up with some names.
Don't they? I guess his head looked like a weedy, you know, I don't know. But that's how it started. But I was the only, he couldn't sing. Dwight played the guitar. Dwight wasn't a good singer either. And I guess I could sing. That's the first, I think I could sing. So we decided we're going to go and audition at Studio One.
Wow.
And what's the name of, he wrote a song, what's it called? Money Can't Buy Love, something like that. But no, we didn't record that song. No, that was the song that Weedy had wrote.
Mm-hmm.
So we all were supposed to sing it, all three of us. So we went in front of Roland Alfonso at Studio One. And Roland Alfonso said, you Dwight, and you, I forget his real name, but it's called Weedy Head. You guys go plant yam. Norma, you come, you can sing.
So he wasn't aware that you guys were from Kingston. Under the Clock knows nothing about country.
Nothing, right? Nothing.
I thought he was talking to Burning Spear, our culture.
Right.
Or Derek Morgan.
Right. That's how that started. Yeah.
So that was really an offense. But those auditioners were brutal back then.
Very brutal. Oh, very honest. That's very honest. That you can't sing, go do something else. Don't even try this business.
But Dwight can hold in his own and has held his own. I have a couple of songs that he recorded.
Look at him. He's awesome now.
No, not as a musician. That's separate. Because he's one of Jamaica's best guitarists.
Yeah. And he sings too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure. Well, okay.
He couldn't sing then.
You're perking my curiosity. Well, maybe I can sing. I'm going to explore tonight. So you guys were that bad, except in those other two were.
We were that bad. Yeah.
Wow.
Money can't buy love. We're all we're flat and sharp and everything.
So after you went back to Studio One, met up with Roland, what happened after that?
Roland hired me to play with his band.
Oh.
Yeah, to sing. I was a singer, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were singing jazz. Right,
because that was basically the preferred music. So we're talking about just before independence.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, yes.
Right. There was jazz, R&B, calypso, mento. Exactly. Ska was about to evolve then. By 1961, Ska was evolving. Mm-hmm.
You're correct, yes.
Right. Yes. And so you work with Roland.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that was a side project he had.
I said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because I know back then he was working with multiple bands before 63 when Scatterlights were formed.
Right. You're a historian.
No, I'm just trying to think.
Great historian. Yes. And what I learned so much from that man. God. So much. He was a maestro. What a musician. A consummate musician and a gentleman, you know?
Right.
And my mom didn't want me to be in that business, and he had to convince my mom that after the show, Mrs. Fraser, I would bring her back at X amount of time, at a specific time, and he always did.
Mm-hmm.
Brought me right inside, yes.
And where are some of the places that your band played? With Roland?
All over the North Coast was awesome.
You went so far?
Man, we're big all over the North Coast, man. Yeah. It's nice, yeah.
So you're meeting with the great Trinidadian Lord Creator.
Yes.
How that came about?
I think. Let's see if I recall. I think Mr. Chin from Randy's was the one who introduced me to him. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
If I recall, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Right.
I think so, yeah.
And the song that you all recorded was
We Be Lovers?
Yes. Who wrote that one?
I talked to Lord Creator a couple of years ago, and I said, who wrote this song? He said, I wrote the song. I know I wrote the B-side, Come On Baby. I know I wrote that one.
So he wrote We Will Be Lovers?
He said I wrote it. That's what he told me. So I talked to him a couple years ago and I said, man, how's the royalty business going? Because I wanted, because Randy's VP stole my Come On Baby because they thought somebody else wrote it. And I talked to Mr. Chin. He said, who wrote it? I said, I wrote that song because I remember writing that song right in the studio because we did We Be Lovers and that was the A side and didn't have a B side. And they said, hey, could you write this? I just wrote that song just like that, right? So I was talking to Lord Creator. He's still in Mobay, and he said, oh, you wrote that song. So I don't even have no recollection of it, none of that.
But the royalty check was substantial because it did extremely well in Europe on the Chris Blackwell early island label, especially among the Caribbean migrants who might. So what I'm to those.
I talked to Lord Creator. He said he didn't get a dime. He got nothing.
Well, that's not new about reggae. So you didn't take the initiative to register it thereafter?
I just started to do that recently. And we're in the dispute with that right now because right now we're in the dispute. A lot of my stuff are like overlap and stuff. And that's one of the songs because I'm claiming 100% ownership on that.
Because Lord Creator is not claiming anything.
No, he said that I'm the one who wrote it. It's what he told me.
Such honesty. He's a man of integrity. And we should point out that he is from the Twin Islands of Trinidad and Tobago. He moved to Jamaica early 60s.
Right.
And I guess you got introduced to him through Randy.
Right. And he was, oh my God, everything, he could write hits, man. He would write.
Oh man, boy, that's for another show. He was so good.
Very good.
Evening news, very good. And he came to Jamaica and fell in love. And he's still living there now. He's doing financially okay from what I heard from royalty checks.
He's in
from
Mobay.
Kingston Town and another song that UB40 covered.
Is that so good?
Yeah, they covered 2 of his songs.
Nice.
Right, so he's living okay.
Great lyricist, man, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So was that the only song that you made
with him? Yeah. There was another guy.
I don't understand, before we get to the other guy, I don't understand how is it that the song is very successful? You did, you went your way, he went his way. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but then again, what makes sense?
I know, see, that was with Randy's, but then I went to Studio One.
But that's what I'm saying. Why would you walk away from something that is so successful, which is what you had been dreaming of at the time?
Right, because I didn't like those people.
All right.
Right. Yeah, didn't like those people at all. I mean, I didn't hate them or anything. I just didn't want to be a part of that because I'm very loyal. A lot of the artists in Jamaica, they're always, they skip from one producer to another. I never did that.
But in my opinion, that's a bad thing that you didn't, because some song with Treasure Oil during that time would have really been good, especially after the Satellite split up and Tammy McCook and his Supersonics were wailing Jamaica nonstop, but it is what it is. Exactly. So let's talk about now Studio One, how you met Sir Clement Dodd, the head man at Studio One.
Right. Well, Roland, man, Alfonso, he's the one who introduced me to him. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you did a duet with Lord Bryner?
Yes.
For Studio One?
For Studio One, yes. Yes.
So by then, though, you didn't need any introduction because your song with Lord Creator was doing extremely well.
Extremely well, yeah.
So you they didn't want to introduce you to.
I know, but Jamaican, you have, you have to be,
the formality.
You walk off the street and say, hey, you know who I am?
So you never even once piqued your curiosity to go up to Treasure Isle, 33 Bond Street to see Mr. Reed, although he has 2 guns, but
Right. So I was afraid of those people. No. You forget I'm an uptown girl? No. No, I didn't want to get involved with those people at all. And I probably had I could have made so many records.
Right.
So many.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but now I'm.
So you went to Coxsone. Did you sign a contract with?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
you signed a contract.
Yes. Yes.
And approximately how many records did you record for Mr. Dad?
I did a lot of records, lots of records for him. I did.
So, give me some numbers,
God,
because I've been searching diligently on YouTube, but I couldn't find them all.
There's some that I didn't remember I did, to be honest with you. I did a lot of collaboration with Slim Smith.
Slim Smith, that one I found.
And with Ken Booth.
Yes.
Did that one. Okay. Who else? Goodness. Whoops. I did so many songs. But I've never done an album. I was always singles.
Because back then, that's what it was, singles.
Yeah, singles, yeah.
And what was it like working with Slim Smith? I'm just going to throw his name out there.
I think one of the best, to me, class act is one of the, we were pretty, very, very close, very, very close. I would hang out with him with anybody else. The kid was decent, very decent young kid. And he would always talk about things that were edifying and uplifting. Lovely young man. Really, really missing him.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard one of his biggest contribution was he told Dennis Brown to learn how to play the guitar because he's going to need that to structure his songs.
Interesting.
Yes, that's what I heard.
It could be,
in the hills of Manchester. I don't know these things, but that's what I heard. It was one of his biggest contributions.
Right, but he told Dennis. He was a giving. He wasn't cocky or anything. He was a very giving person, very giving. Yeah, and he would share what he knew. With you, yes. Very giving man.
Right, and how that song did, because I'm trying to remember. I played it tonight. Yeah, the song. How it did on the charts. Because that's what, basically that's the only thing that counts in Jamaica, chart.
Yeah, you Do You My Love, that one? Very, very well. Very, 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 very well, yes. And he wrote everything. I didn't write anything with him. He wrote everything.
So who paired you guys? Was it Mr. Dodd?
Coxsone, yeah.
Coxsone.
Mr. Dodd. You have to give him credit. Even though he didn't know anything about music, he knew nothing about music, but he had an ear. He could tell. He could just put people together that would, complement each other. He was very, very good at that. This man had an ear. Couldn't play a note. Couldn't sing a note. But
and how about your duet with Ken? Now he's larger than life as a living legend.
Yeah, that was a big hit. But Ken Booth was at that time. He had an ear about him, very cocky, because he thought he was the best singer in the world. Yeah.
But that comes with the Jamaican territory too.
That's true too. We're a little bit standoffish or proud.
So is there anyone else that we're leaving out? We mentioned Lord Brian, Lord Creator Ken, and Slim. Duet.
Oh, goodness. There's some songs that I'm credited. Oh, goodness. A few songs and I don't even remember doing them. And I should have I should have made a list of that before, in preparation for this, but I totally forgot. I just can't remember them now. Because I do a lot of dub plate work and people from all over the world are asking me to do dub plate on these tracks. I don't remember them. I said, you sang them. I don't even remember them.
It's understandable. So who were some of the other prominent female vocalists at the time?
Who was?
Yeah.
Hortense Ellis.
Yes. Unrecognized, one of the greatest voices ever to grace that island. Really and truly unrecognized.
Please, you just said it. Wasn't she? What a voice. What a voice.
I oftentimes wonder what their parents, listening to her and her brother.
Alton.
So these are my two kids, Alton and
Yeah.
Hortense.
Right.
It must give them a sense of pride that is not seen in the ordinary Jamaican
Right.
parent.
Yeah, having two superstars in one family.
I kid you not. To hear them on the radio.
Every day.
But then very few people had television. If they were, very few. Was just radio.
Radio, yes.
Radio was, having a radio in the house was the king.
Man, that was, well, you made it, right?
Wow.
Radio, man.
Yeah, Hortense. So who else? Scatterlights, Miss Dorian Schaefer.
What about her?
I know I'm saying artists, some of the other female artists who were prominent at the time.
Dorian Schaefer, Hortense. Oh, goodness. Ouch. Goodness.
Yeah, not very many.
More. Yes, and goodness. There are a few more.
Marcia came like 68, I think.
That's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
But the Wailers, Phyllis Dillon came in the rocksteady era, so that was slightly later.
Later, yes.
Right.
Oh.
But so during the ska era now, we had Rita Marley, who is a friend of yours. That's another conversation we're gonna get into. A couple other female artists that work with.
But she was. I'm the one who introduced. She couldn't sing.
I know.
I'm the one who. So if it was for me, she wouldn't even gotten in the business. So she came after, I would say.
So at that time, it was just a few.
Just a few.
Judah Mowat and Marcia, and then of course the same Rita broke on the scene. We had Phyllis Della and Rocksteady. I think she was not part of the ska era.
Yes. Yes, she was very, 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 very lovely singer.
Right. And I think we're leaving out one, Millie Samal, who really internationalized Jamaican music in 1964.
Yes.
When she did My Boy Lollipop, that really and truly introduced Jamaican music to the world.
Right.
Right. We have to give her credit. And you're friends with her daughter, and you're
Yes.
Yeah, she does have to be a good friend as well. You spoke regularly in the past.
Yes, with her daughter. Yes.
Right. So
Jaylee Small is her name.
Yes.
And she's a good singer too. Good singer.
Yes, I was trying to get her to be part of this, but
you couldn't get her?
At first she said yes, and then she declined, but she sent me her mom's song that was released posthumously. Is that the word?
I see.
Right.
She's very shy.
Yes. Right. Well, then she was kind enough to respond kindly.
That's good.
And sent the song if I wanted to play it, which I have been, because it's a wonderful song.
Yes, that's good.
A wonderful song. It showed that she was really and truly missing Jamaica.
Yes.
In the most profound way.
Exactly.
Very touching and moving.
And she missed the food.
Yes, and wanted her mother to meet her at the airport. Her mother was dead. I'm not sure at the time. I think her mom had passed.
I see.
It's kind of hard to. You should listen again. I'm sure you have.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very deep, very deep,
I will listen to that again.
Yeah, the title is Escaping Me Now.
Yes, I will listen to that again.
Very deep. So let's talk about Rita Marley and your connection. You're still connected to her because she's still alive and well.
We're good friends.
So you happen to know all these people: Bob, Rita, Bonnie. As a matter of fact, you were there even before they came on the scene.
Yes, that's.
Come to think of it,
Mr. Dodd said, "I'm one of the. I'm the first one that was signed to his label."
That's historic.
That's what he says.
Right, because he started his studio. He opened the studio in '63. Wailers hit big in '64. You were there from before.
Yes. So that was one of the original ones, he said. So
right. So I wanted to talk about your experience working with some of those people during the ska era, and more specifically your work with Rita Marley.
Okay. With Bob is that I have this soft spot in my heart for Bob. And I know all of them. And nobody's ever talked about Junior Breathwaite. Nobody ever, and he was a part of the Wailers, this young kid.
Yeah, it was 5 of them, right?
Yes, but he was the one with the voice. He's the one who did It Hurts to Be Alone.
Right, a ballad, wicked ballad.
And he was the leader. And then it just disappeared one day. We were in the studio and it just disappeared. Didn't come back. and so Mr. Dodd chose Bob to be the leader. That's how that started. Yeah.
History.
Yes.
Right. So then it was down to 4 now.
Yes, down to 4, right. Right.
And so Rita was in and out, or was never part of?
She was never part of that. She used to come to the studio to see me because we were friends before. And I was the only one who could let her in. She couldn't get in. No, they locked the gate, you know.
Of course I know, yeah.
She had to come in with somebody who was a part of the team, you know, the studio.
Right.
Yeah. So she would come and I would bring her in. And she wanted to meet Bob and the other guys so bad, but she wanted to sing with them and she couldn't sing. She said, "Norma, please teach me how to sing." And I would teach her how to sing. Yeah, I taught her. Yeah, and she still remembers that. She's even in books. She's actually put in the book. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think one time she introduced you to her sons, David, Ziggy.
Ziggy, yes.
That and you actually taught her.
And she turned to Ziggy. And she said, this was a tough gong. She turned to Ziggy and said, Ziggy, to Norma Fraser, she taught your mother how to sing.
Wow.
So yeah, she'll never forget that, which is kind of nice. I forgot about it, but she reminded me. I should charge her now, right?
After all, because she's doing good financially, I think.
Very good, yes.
And that's putting it mildly.
Right, very good.
Yeah.
So Norma, sorry to interrupt real quick. Would you mind, you're frozen. Would you mind just turning your camera off real quick and then back on? And I think that should be fine.
Okay, turn it on.
Just the camera.
Just the camera. Yeah.
Okay, let me get in there. Okay. All right.
Just the camera off and then back on.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries. And hello, by the way.
How you teaching me to be a computer whiz? Settings. camera.
Just the camera.
Privacy. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Camera. Okay. Camera. Huh. Yeah. Change it to it's on now. Is it on now?
Yeah. Well, you're frozen, but yeah.
Yeah. You have been on.
So it's still frozen?
Still frozen. We can hear you though.
And the weather is so warm, you know, it's not even like you're in Alaska.
So it's okay. Okay. Allow apps. Okay, let me take that off. Okay. Put that back on.
And I could see if she's frozen in the wintertime. This is summer 100.
No, it happens.
Is it on now?
This is not the first.
You have been on. It's just that you're frozen. It hasn't been on.
There we go.
Oh,
better now.
Good. Yeah, all good.
Right.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm going to let you continue. I'll be back.
Thank you. Thank you, Senor.
Yes, indeed. The History of LA Ska one-on-one sessions. I'm in conversation with the legendary Miss Norma Fraser. I want to take you back to 1967, Kingston, Jamaica, when you recorded that song, The First Cut is the Deepest, slaughtered the chart. People are still playing it in dance hall. Music collectors are still collecting it. They're still making cash registers ring. Take us back to that song, Norma. Recorded at Studio 113, Brentford Road. The rest is history.
Well, that song, I mean, we have to give Jackie McToo credit for producing that record.
We don't know, so you have to tell us where the credit is due.
Yes, Jackie McToo, because he was, I think I did one take, you know, in those days, you know, you don't do 2 takes or 3 takes or 4, 1 take. That's it.
What role did Jackie play? We know what role you played as a vocalist.
Jackie arranged that stuff on the spot. And he, while we're in the studio, he would just look at everybody and gave them their parts while the thing is going, while I'm singing, while the band is playing. That's how that went. I'm serious.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that guy was a whiz.
Yeah, somebody said recently that he is Jamaica's single greatest arranger, musical arranger. And
he does it on the spot while you're singing.
You second that. Yes.
While you're singing. I'm singing and he's arranging. coming up with all those beautiful arrangements. And then they would just motion to the rest of the musicians what they need to do without talking.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
But I guess those guys spent so many hours working together as the house band. Could you be kind enough as to name some of the members of the band to your best of your ability?
Yes, let me see.
Who played on that particular session?
Right. I think, I know Roland was there, McCook was there, and Ernest Wrangling.
Boy, those are top names. Those are top shelf names.
The best, and the best. And Brevet was there on the bass.
Mm-hmm.
Brevet was there. And what's the name of that guy? The trumpet.
Yes, so many of them.
Oh goodness! I can see him right now. Goodness, great trumpeter. Don't remember his name. I can say that.
Would that be Dizzy?
Thank you. Dizzy was there, but there's another guy. Dizzy was there also, but there's another guy. It was a younger fella than Dizzy. Don't remember his name. Right. If I remember, I will let you know. I can
whenever it comes back to you, right? And who was on the drum?
Oh,
was that Scatterlight drummer?
Yes, Nibs, Lord Nibs, Mr. Nibs. Yes, he was on the drums. Yes. So
67 now was really and truly the heart of the rocksteady era.
Yes.
Yes. Rocksteady, the music had now transitioned from ska. The beat was slower.
Yes.
Right.
That's right. That's correct.
Right. Now, one person who has been credited for, I guess, introducing rocksteady, Lynn Tate. Did you work with him? Was he in the studio at the time?
Yes, I forgot about him. Yes. Thanks.
Was he part of the session?
He was not part of the first cut session, but sessions after that. Yes, he worked. He worked with us. Yeah, but he was not on first cut.
Right.
Yeah.
So they really got, I'm quite sure we may have left out some other people on the first cut. So what session did you work with Lynn Tate on?
Gosh, I worked on so many. I don't even, just a whole lot of them, because he was getting work like crazy. He came from Trinidad,
was a genius. Right? Yeah, was a genius.
Yes, and it just blew up. It just came in, all of it. People didn't even think it could play. And it just went wild. It just created and arranged and everything on the spot. It just ate it like it was candy, you know, the way he operated his instrument. I was a nice man too.
And by 68, he left for Canada and never
came back. I spoke to him in Canada some time ago. Yeah.
I think he died some years ago too.
Yes.
Right. Lynn Tate. So we just want to sort of give credit where credit is due.
Thank you.
Lynn Tate for his contribution. Yeah. And I think Jamaica should honor him.
I think you're right, because he played on just about every body's records.
Yeah, because he said in his own word that rocksteady is really ska to slow down the beat. So he was in the studio when they recorded Take It Easy by Upton Lewis.
Yes.
And he said to Anderson, Gladdy, slow down the tempo. Let's slow this one down. And the rest is rocksteady.
Yes. He was awesome. Did you ever meet him?
No, because 68, but he's gone to Canada, so I had no opportunity.
Right.
No opportunity of meeting him. Right.
He was booked everywhere, every minute, every second.
Yeah, he had the Comet, he had Lynn Tate on the Jet. Yeah, he was running Jamaica.
He was, yeah. He played a lot of our records too, but I don't remember them. Remember which ones.
Right.
And I think too, wait a second, we formed a band, I forget, not me. There was this Chinese lady, goodness, she formed the band. Oh, it's called the Sheiks. I forgot all about that.
Oh.
I was there. And then Lynn Tate was in that band.
Right.
Yes.
I think a couple of big names passed through that band. If I'm not mistaken, Winston Francis, and I think Pat Kelly may have done duties with them briefly.
I have a picture. I have a picture of us.
I guess it right. I was sort of nervous because of the uncertainty.
But I have a picture with us, yes.
Yeah.
There were three singers, yes.
Wow, we lost Pat about a year ago. Very sad.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, he passed on, joined his ancestors.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
May he rest in peace.
Yes, he passed on.
Lovely, lovely man.
Yes, ma'am. So Norma, when did you move to the United States? When did you relocate?
I don't know. You see, I really, when I came here first, I came here to perform first. Then I went back. I never really came here to stay ever. I would be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like in the 70s, 80s, I would go back and forth, back and forth. And I think I'm probably in the 90s, I think, early 90s, I think. I'm right. Yeah. But I was going back. The first time I came here, I started, I couldn't eat this food. I said, I can't eat this food. I went back home.
You're really from uptown.
I couldn't eat this food at all. I'm sorry, America, but your food, sorry, it didn't appeal to me.
And where are some of the places that you performed during those early days?
I performed at the Apollo Theater. I performed there. The Apollo Theater.
Oh, heart of New York City, uptown. That's extremely famous.
Yes, I performed there. They liked me. Yeah.
Wow.
And Cher and Sonny and Cher, I think they were on, let me see now. No, they weren't on the show, but Sonny and Cher's manager, if I recall, wanted to manage me at the time. And I told him, no, I didn't want to. That was kind of funny. I didn't want to be with a lot of people. But they liked me so much, and he came about backstage and wanted to manage me.
That means you would have to live in America, and they would take you. And you.
Yes.
So you didn't even give it a chance to see, well, were they going to force you to change your style to sing, I guess, like Sonny and Cher, or were they going to let you sing reggae? You give you that freedom. You didn't even let it go that far.
No, I didn't even let it go that far. I want to go home.
So let's digress a little bit from music. So you're in the States and you decided to further your education when you relocated.
Yes. And could you repeat that again, please?
You decided to further your education when you decided.
To get a master's,
Right.
Yeah.
And then you returned to music, and that's what you have been doing now.
Yes.
Right. Yes. What is the reggae scene like in Oregon, where you're presently staying? Oregon.
It's very, very, very healthy. People here and love reggae. There are a lot of white rastas up here, and they love reggae. They know a lot about reggae musicians and reggae. They know the origins. They just love it. Yeah. So
now, most Jamaicans stay on the frontline states like Florida, New York, and California. Those are the three states where I think a lot of reggae artists choose to live, because I guess work, for one, it's easier to get work. Right. Why did you pick Oregon?
I came.
Or did Oregon pick you?
I think they picked me. Yes, they picked me because I came here to perform and I liked it. I love the people. They were, man, I've never seen so many white rastas in my life. And the register guard interviewed me, and I told them that, and they put that in the paper. But it was the truth, and they were lovely. They were beautiful, and the way that they were just enjoying and they knew the music. They just knew them. They were singing the lyrics, and I said, "Wow." And I really, really like the people. They reminded me of Jamaicans,
Right.
And the era reminded me of Jamaica because it's, they have waterfalls.
Almost semi-tropical, right?
Yes, almost. Almost, yeah.
Right. No, so you started your own record label, GYFT. Yes. Unfortunately, to my sorrow, I cannot pronounce that because I couldn't break it down into syllables.
I call it gift.
How do you pronounce it?
Gift.
Oh, okay.
But I made those,
Yes.
It's not English.
It's
not English at all.
Yes. And about when did you launch your label?
I would say maybe about 10 years ago, maybe.
A decade, right?
Maybe 10 years, about that, maybe.
And besides your records, anybody else on your label?
No, I need to do stuff. I need to expand, include other people. I haven't been doing anything.
Yes.
Especially with COVID, you know, nothing.
Right.
No, and
and how many releases on your label?
I would say I think I just released one album, I think, on it. Yeah. Maybe one or two, I think.
Right.
Two. Yeah.
So you don't necessarily want to be on someone's label.
No.
They tell you what to do, what not to do.
Exactly. Because if I want to scratch my little guitar, scratch it the way I want to scratch it, fine. You know?
Yes.
It's my money.
And how about the sales and distribution on your label?
I was doing pretty good. What I used to do that, I used to sell a lot of them at performances. My live performances, I used to sell a lot of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I suppose since money is not really an object, you're not obligated to go work for someone who tell you what to do.
Exactly.
Don't like your sound.
Exactly.
Right.
Gives you there's some semblance of freedom in quotation marks.
Yes.
Creative freedom.
So at what point did you realize that there was really and truly serious renewed interest in classic Jamaican music, early Jamaican music, ska, rocksteady, and reggae? So I'm gonna put my focus on doing that.
You know, when I did First Cut, and I realized that, my goodness, it became so popular. I mean, even in England, I was voted with that song, based upon that song, I was voted the best new female artist in the UK.
Congratulations, man. You have to bring those things to light because we don't know.
Thank you. Yes.
Wonderful.
It was voted the best, yes, in the UK, yes. And I said, goodness. And then they wanted me to travel to the Palladium, and I didn't go, and I guess they had my name all over the place. I was going to perform at the Palladium. And I have a sister who lives in England, and she came and she didn't see me. And they told the audience that I was sick, but I didn't want to go.
But did you sign contract with them to go and you?
Yeah, but I didn't want to go.
You've always been your own woman, eh? You call the shots.
Always. A rebel. Without a cause.
So over the years, where are some of the countries that you have performed?
I've been
and places, even here in the States.
Right. I went to Grand Cayman for 6 months to perform, and I did Ernest Wrangling. I think he was instrumental in that, because I did 2 songs that I wrote that he produced. Lover's Quarrel and My Type, and I don't know where those are anymore. So
are they on wax?
So I have no idea where, and I think, I don't know, Ernest Wrangling is the one who took my music and took it to England, and I haven't heard anything about those 2 songs. But based upon what he did with my songs and everything, those 2 songs, I was booked in Grand Cayman for 6 months.
Nice.
Yeah, and that was a very, very nice stint.
So were you singing in the hotels?
I'm sorry?
In Grand Cayman, were you singing in the hotels?
Yes.
I want to assume that, right.
Yes, and also they had like, what did they call them then? They were like, they were clubs. There were clubs, but too many mosquitoes.
Oh, more so than Jamaica?
More.
Oh.
Because they had nets everywhere. So I went back home.
To Jamaica?
Yeah, I didn't stay the 6 months. I went home.
So have you performed in Europe?
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, that was part of the question.
Every year, yes. Yes, oh, yeah. I'm pretty, and Japan.
Oh, tell us.
They love
That was essentially the question. Have you performed in Europe, Japan?
Yes.
Right?
Sorry, I shouldn't.
And what has the response been in those places?
It's remarkable. So that it sells out every time. I was in Germany a couple of years ago. We had 20,000 people in the audience, 20,000 fans, yes. And they're all singing the songs. They know the songs, yes. Yeah.
Nice. So contemporary bands, you have worked with quite a few. Is there anyone that stands out?
Bands?
Considering that you've played in, and I'm going to say contemporary since there's no more Scatterlights and
Fab
Tabernacle.
Five,
So
Fab
everything
Five.
after that would be considered contemporary.
Right, I agree with that. Fab Five.
Outside of Jamaica, you're on the country of your birth.
Oh,
how about some of the bands that you work with abroad?
Oh, abroad. Oh my goodness, there's a band.
Because those guys in Jamaica, that's what they do all their life, play music. So they have a leg up on everyone else.
And they're good, aren't they?
But they have to be. They're not doing anything else but playing music around the clock.
Exactly. There's a band in Europe called, oh goodness, is it, okay, Soul something, but they play reggae. Awesome. They backed us, yes. And they have a huge horn section. Big horn section. And they're all young Europeans.
Right.
And they're wonderful. I don't remember their names. I played with a lot of bands. Don't know their names though. Don't remember them.
So where you, oh yes, one band that I want to give credit to is the Bob Marley Tribute Ban, who I met. His name is escaping me now, and that's really and truly a shame. They're from right here in Southern California. Why is his name escaping me? He introduced me to you. And then,
is it Scuba?
Yes, right. That's right. As a result, we were able to book you at the Pizza College, and of course, then later on, Scamania. But we want to say thanks to Suba. He told me.
I want to thank you because you're the one who actually made the arrangements for that to happen. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't saying that. I want to really thank Suba for making the introduction.
Okay. And what's the name of his band again? That tribute band? Is it?
That's what I call it. I tribute Bob Marley Tribute, right?
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Bob Marley. I think we said it correctly. Bob Marley Tribute Band.
Okay.
And they have been doing very well for themselves.
Very good. I'm glad to see. And are they still performing?
Yeah, One Drop Redemption is the proper name.
I see. Okay.
But I take shortcut and call them Bob Marley Tribute, One Drop. But well, everything has slowed down to a trickle now as a result of the pandemic. But I'm sure things will pick up for them after.
So yeah. Well, for all of the musicians, really now, mostly all of us, we're in the same boat, as they say.
Yes, and it's not a good boat. And if it continues, it's gonna end up like the Titanic. A lot of people are doing very bad.
Yeah, because
the boat doesn't real bad. I know some artists in Jamaica doing very bad.
Is that so? I'm sorry to hear
struggling to find money to pay for medication because the checks from abroad dried up.
Yes, yes.
And they were robbed royalty, so they're not getting their royalty check.
Right. So the boat doesn't have any paddle.
Nothing at all. It's just out there in the ocean. Yeah. And the Caribbean Sea is a little narrow. They're really in open sea.
Exactly.
Very sad.
I just hope things get better for musicians because that's, living for a lot of people. So, yes. And a lot of artists too, and I don't want to criticize musicians, artists, but they don't save for a rainy day.
Oh, not at all.
No, yeah.
Not at all.
No, things are great now, beautiful. So what do? They just spend. They become,
But interesting enough, I remember a story that Stranger Cole told me, and he said when he was new to the music business, he said the musicians were king.
Yes.
They were making all the money because they were needed. Right. While the singers weren't making that much money, even though they were needed, but you got to have the musicians in the studio or else there won't be any session.
Right.
They said practically all the session musicians were doing good. A lot of them had houses and lived okay after the ska era. During the ska era it was bad. But by Rocksteady, some of them were doing quite well.
Oh, are you kidding me? They're the ones who were making the money.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
it didn't make sense, but when you look at it now, looking back retrospectively.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but the thing is, if you remember, we would make music every second. They were recording every second.
And the good ones would go from studio to studio.
Yes, and then you hear, if you would go to the studio today, like let's say 10 a.m. By 6 p.m. your music is on the radio, blasting, right? You hear your music. So you know, and these and this the session musicians were playing on everybody's records. Are you kidding? They're making money, and they were doing good. Did very, very well.
Yes.
More than the artists. That's true.
Although they weren't credited, so the royalty check not coming in because I guess the producer set it up in such a way that they got most of the credit, the producers. That's unfortunately.
Right. Right.
Well, we have some questions from our fans, and so I'm going to turn it over now to producer and good friend Eric Kohler, so he can join the conversation.
Well, thank you, Mr. Francis. That was.
Yes,
he took me way back.
Well, that's the whole idea.
I love the conversation. I love taking the trip down memory lane.
Yes. But why don't you reintroduce?
Yes. And before I do that, Norma, would you mind, because we are in conversation with Norma Fraser here on the 24th episode of the one-on-one session. And this is the 9th in the Spring League podcast and YouTube format. Norma, your video, it's better than it was earlier, but it's still a little spotty. We can hear you fine. Wondering if maybe you could just one more time try turning your camera off and back on. Just your camera.
Okay. Where did I put my camera? Okay, see where is it?
And by the way, wonderful background. I love the ocean. You were talking about boats and paddling. very apropos.
Thank you. You're turning me into a computer expert,
a tech wizard.
Because I'm inclined to believe you'll be doing many more interviews after this.
Yes,
I hope so, because
we're going to promote the heck out of this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, we don't.
Is it any better though? Or is
we
it bad?
take this serious.
No, it's frozen.
Is it bad? It's frozen?
Frozen,
yeah.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. What did I, because I need to test this stuff.
What causes the freezing?
I don't know.
Just a second. Maybe I'm not doing something right.
Yeah, no worries.
Camera access.
And while Norma does that, want to thank all of our listeners and fans and encourage everyone to support Norma. Norma has an amazing website. We're going to give you all the information on as well. And Junior, thank you for all your continued work here on these sessions.
I can't think of a better thing to be doing. I'm enjoying this to the max. So it's her camera, Norma's camera.
It's on, so it's on.
Yeah, and it could be, it might be Wi-Fi related.
Okay, Wi-Fi related.
But that's
right.
Is this one? Okay, it says camera is on.
All right, that's you're frozen with a really good smile though, so,
which is okay,
which is absolutely okay. We can hear you, which is most important. So
can you see down?
The Caribbean Sea behind you.
Nothing?
No, same.
Same thing.
Yeah, and I don't want to.
Come and see if you can help. I don't know. Let me call someone.
Yeah, no worries. I don't want to hit anything on my side because I don't want to disrupt.
Don't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we should remind our viewers and listeners that we really and truly thank them and urge them to follow us on History of LA Ska one-on-one Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and join our Facebook group.
Yes, and I've loved the conversation and the trip down memory lane, hearing about Norma's work with Lord Creator
Lord Brian.
Yes, with Slim Alfonso, working with Slim Smith.
Ken Booth.
Yeah, Ken Booth, right.
Did we leave out anyone?
Lynn Tate. Yeah. I mean, the cream of the crop.
Yes.
amazing musicians and singers.
Yeah,
okay, just so I'm still working on it.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Go back into settings. Hold on, my camera is not on. Let's see. Let's go back to okay.
And once again, you know, this series celebrates the ska and rocksteady and vintage
There we go.
reggae
Norma.
scene here in Southern
That's
California.
perfect.
All right, great,
Yes.
thanks.
Norma Fraser, the great.
And Norma started a new career as a computer IT wizard.
No, I wouldn't make a dime in this one. I would stop.
No, thank you for your efforts there.
Thanks for teaching me.
No, please. So Norma, a few questions from fans as well as a few from myself, just some follow-up questions. So in no particular order, and again, thank you so much for doing this.
No problem. Thank you. My pleasure.
Earlier, you touched on both Rita and Bob Marley. Since you did know Bob, and obviously he's beloved all around the world, what's one or two things that maybe a lot of Bob Marley fans may not know about Bob that you can share? Whether it's about his personality or about anything. Right. Open-ended question.
His generosity, very, very generous, especially to his friends. He's very loyal, was very loyal to his friends. And if he would say, this one is quotes, if I can't share it, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. So in other words, if he made $10,000 and you or Junior needed $5,000, he would give it to you. Wow. Whether let's say because I know you, right? And if he heard that you were in need because you're my friend, right? He would say, "Okay, Norma, do you know them?" And I would say yes, and then he would just give you $5,000, wow. And he wouldn't ask you to repay that. Right. It's very, very generous.
Yeah, just
very compassionate. Yeah.
Wow. Mm. Yeah. No, that's great to hear.
Right. And one thing that I don't think a lot of people knew about him, at the studio, there were a lot of male singers, and they're all, think they're hot or whatever.
Drop some names, man.
I'm not going to.
No, people who are in the studio.
Like, we're talking about artists.
Yes, who were there at the time? I mean, I'd love to know for myself.
Leroy Sibbles.
Huh?
Yes. Sibbles.
Heptones, right.
Okay. But Bob they always talk about women and stuff. Not Bob. Bob was very, very deep. There was a depth in his conversation. They were all edifying. And I would love to hang out with him because he would always talk about things that were so deep, mm-hmm. and edifying and uplifting. Mm-hmm. And it was like a philosopher. It was always reasoning with you.
And always very serious about music too.
Very serious about it. Yes. Very, very serious about that.
Right.
So who are some of the other people who were at Studio One that time?
Oh goodness. No, as artists, you mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, because if you're not an artist, they wouldn't let you in. You can't even stand at the gate.
You couldn't. You had to be. Yeah, you had to be. Right, Ken Booth was the master. They loved him. Delroy Wilson. Mm-hmm. But Ken Booth was because he had a lot of hits at that time. Mm-hmm. Ken Booth, Delroy, but Delroy was such a sweet little kid, sweet little kid, would do whatever Mr. Dodd told him to do. Oh, names, goodness.
When you went there, was Lee Perry still there?
I was going to call his name. Interesting. I was just going to say Lee Scratch Perry. But he was our runner at the time.
Oh, yes, man. Carrying up Dad's suitcase.
Yes, he was our runner. That's what he was. Yes.
Not knowing he was a genius in the making.
Yes. But he was our runner, man. And I will never forget that. Yeah. But he was smart. He would watch and listen, you see, and learn. And then look what he did. Smart man.
Yeah. Speaking of Lee Scratch Perry, the upsetter, did you relink with him over the years at all in the States or do any shows with him?
Never did anything with him. No.
Okay.
No, didn't even speak to him after Studio One. I tried because I didn't know where it was, and when I found out that he was in Switzerland, I was going to try to connect with him again, but I didn't because I think it got a little weird. I don't judge anybody, but you know.
No.
Oh no. He
understood.
Yeah,
yeah.
and he admits that he got weird.
Yeah, he just lit a fire in his living room. But lit a fire in his living room. I said, "Oh, I don't want to, you know." So, but I wasn't judging him because he's, you know, as him, he was a nice guy.
Yeah. But speaking of staying connected, which of your contemporaries and which of the artists, whether studio one or not, have you stayed in touch the most with over the years?
Dawn Penn, I communicate with her. Yeah. Mostly, let's see, Dwight Pinkney, we're pretty good friends.
Years of friendship, my goodness.
Yeah, good guy.
Very. You introduced me once at a Bob Marley Day, I think, to him. Yeah, very kind.
Right. And you know, Rita, but she's sick right now.
Right.
So.
Yes. Yeah, I do hear. Yeah.
Let's see, Judy Mort. Yes. Let's see who else. Goodness. Can't remember. I have a short attention span.
No worries.
After this, I guarantee you.
It'll come back.
Yes.
Of course. No, this is good. It's some extremely very talented musicians and singers that you named. Did you do any of these, because you were talking about kind of the renewed interest in the ska, rocksteady, early reggae music? Did you do any of the Heineken Star Times in Jamaica?
I did in New York. I did
in New York. Okay.
I did one in New York. Yes.
And around what year would that have been?
God, that's a long time. I think it could have been in the 70s. I think so. It was in the 70s, I think. Yeah.
Right.
That was awesome. Yeah.
And when you asked earlier too about some of the other backing bands that you worked with around the world, wasn't there a band? Did you work with the Bandulus?
Yes.
Right.
I did. Yes. I did. Yes.
Yeah. You did if I'm not mistaken, you did a live stream event with them, right?
Yes, with the Bandulus.
Yes.
Wonderful
That's right.
band.
To talk about them, and where are they from?
They're from Texas, but they live in Portland now.
All right.
Wonderful band. Wow.
Yes. They should be. They're playing from Texas to Oregon. They should be seasoned.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Scatterlights, they're on tour now with the Scatterlights.
Oh wow. Okay.
Look at that.
Because I have a gig on the 2nd of October, and I wanted them to back me up, and they're booked with the Scatterlights. Yeah. They're touring with Scatterlights.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Bandulu's moving from Texas to Oregon completely coincidental. Yes. Not to follow you, not because of you.
No, but I use them as a backing band.
Yeah. I've seen some footage, and I was not able to see the full live stream, but saw some footage from it. It was stellar.
Is that so great?
Yeah.
And we had no rehearsals either.
You're kidding?
Wow.
None.
Wow.
Yeah, because was that at the start of COVID or before?
Yeah, it was at the start of COVID. Yeah.
That's right. Wow. Yes. Yeah.
So what we did, we rehearsed via Zoom for a couple of hours. That's what
modern technology, and especially because of the lockdown. Yeah. Wow. Right. So that must have been quite the experience.
Yes. Very, very good band.
Yeah. We'll have to look for more for them. And then Junior, you two talked about meeting thanks to Suba Dread. But for Norma, for your show at Ska Mania, do you remember who backed her? I'm not putting Junior on the spot now.
I remember Ernesto, our good friend, picked you up from the hotel in video.
Ernesto picked you up, right?
Junior's like me. I don't remember any.
That's all right. It'll come back, and we'll put it.
You're really impressed, Ernesto. But I'm gonna make a guess and say it was the Delirium. So they were doing most of the backing at that time.
Yeah, it could be the Deliriums.
Right.
Yes, it was a Hispanic band, right?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Right.
They're wonderful.
Mm-hmm. That does sound right. Right. Yeah.
What are the names again?
Deliriums.
Oh, wow, wonderful. Please, if you ever see them, tell them thanks.
I do.
I always remember them.
We see them around town for sure. Yeah. You also talked extensively about the Scatolites. In recent years, I saw some footage of you as well, working with them and Lester on stage. Talk about the times in recent years that you've worked with Scatolites as well.
Yeah. And thanks for reminding me. See, I don't remember a lot of things. I could. Lester's my still good friend, and I talk to him a lot.
Oh, right.
Yes,
yeah.
I forget. Yes.
How is Lester's health?
And it's not too good and not too bad, but
okay. But he's hanging in there.
Hanging in there. Yes.
Is he able to perform?
I'm sorry?
Is he able to perform at Window Speak?
Not now. Not now. But he's he's doing much better. Mm-hmm. But he's not able to perform right now. Yeah.
And where is he living?
He's in Florida.
Florida. Sunshine.
Florida.
So it's not in cold country. That's good.
Right.
No.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And I toured with them, 1 year.
Oh, here in the States or abroad?
And yes, we went abroad too. Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Doreen was sick,
okay.
So the manager called me to tour with them. So I toured with them all over. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Doreen is not on this current tour either. I think Dion Nib is going to go out.
Is that so?
Yeah, she won't be able to make it.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
So who will be?
I believe
Nib's son.
Yeah, I believe Dion Nib,
excellent singer,
Lloyd Nib's son, who he recorded and toured with them many years ago as well. Great singer. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great. I don't know him. Great. That's good.
Yeah.
And they're coming to Eugene. They're going to be in Eugene the night before my performance. Yeah, on the 1st.
In the Pacific Northwest, have you played at the big, is it the Pacific Northwest Reggae Fest or I forget the name of it, but there's a big annual one that you still...
Yes, I played there, their very first one. I played there with them, yeah. I don't think they're doing it because of COVID. I don't think they're doing
it. Right, pretty much everything is on that.
Yeah. But I played at that festival, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea the music that you recorded and played such a crucial role in from the early 60s? Looking back, do you have any idea that it would live on and be appreciated and have so many bands that would try to recreate and sonically and really pay homage to?
No, had no idea at all that what we created, in a really, you would actually just on the spot, one take.
Right.
Who would have thought that it would become this, phenom, really?
Such a small island.
Small island.
I think I can see it behind you actually, Norma.
You see it, right? When everybody you come into our studio, and the thing is, Mr. Dodd was always in the control room, but he wasn't the engineer, but it was in the control room, and where we were recording this, you could hardly see it as black as night, and it's the daytime.
Wow.
Dark, from what, don't you? Smoke.
Ganja.
Yeah.
Couldn't see anything.
Wow.
And that's one of the things that couldn't happen at Treasure Isle. That's why a lot of people avoided Duke Reed.
Okay.
Duke Reed said no Rasta stank was to hear, no ganja. He was straightforward.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't smoke. You're kidding.
Yeah, that's why.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see Cox and Dodd when he was in New York?
I spoke to him many times when he was in New York, and he wanted me to come down and do recordings. And he sent me, I still have them. He sent me a bunch of finished tracks.
Wow.
I have them.
Wow.
Finished tracks.
Of yours
of songs he wanted me to do.
Oh,
I need to pull them out. They're finished tracks. Marvelous. I mean, I'm not joking. They're awesome. Arranged and everything. And he sent them to me, and he wanted me to do some put the lyrics and come down to New York to do it. But it didn't happen. But I have the tracks.
It's never too late.
I need to look. Oh, they were all everything. I don't know who did those. I think when he got a band in the studio.
He had a studio, you know, down here on Fulton Street. Right, he had a studio.
Yeah, that would be.
We had, and this is like, I would say maybe about 10 tunes, a lot of tunes.
Wow.
Yeah. I probably should.
In what style? All reggae?
No, not all reggae. No, there were some like ballads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I need to go. I hope I can find them. I do have them. He sent those to me and he said, okay, you practice and, you know, get the lyrics and stuff, and then I'll fly down to New York and we get it done.
Wow.
I didn't do it.
Never.
But you had no interest. It wasn't time.
I didn't, because I
was there for a long time.
Yeah, I really didn't have, you know, a lot of other artists would have jumped on it. No, I didn't. I didn't. No. A lot of other artists would have, not me.
Well, never too late.
It never too late. One thing about Mr. Dodd, I'm sorry to interrupt. But
no, it's your show.
Timing, man, and I'm like that. Timing. That my man never did anything until before it's time. He just knew when he was supposed to do something. So timing was his thing. Yeah. He never rushed anything.
Right.
Yeah.
When it was the right time, it would happen.
Yeah. And did you know he would call everybody Jackson?
Yes. Out of fear that he would not remember. But there was so many people he couldn't remember. He called even female Jackson.
So you know that.
Right. I can't remember all these guys' names. So Jackson.
Jackson 1, Jackson 2, Jackson 3.
And he was such a man. The guy, he knew how to smooth, make you feel good, you know. It was a charmer, man. Then when he put the Jackson behind that, wow, even though he knew he owed you some royalties, you man, but it was smooth and everything, and then put the Jackson there, and you say, oh, I can't get mad at this man, right?
Oh my gosh.
I had the good fortune to know him when I, you
did?
Live in New York.
Oh.
I buy record wholesale from them. So I got to know his wife very well as well.
Yes.
And I would give them advice as to what songs were selling in the record shop. Then she was in charge of that department. Then she would press the songs. I said, people are asking for these songs. Oh, okay, we have them for you next month.
Wow, so you played a key role.
Oh,
I think so.
I think so too.
Don't you think so, Mr.
Absolutely,
Kohler?
absolutely.
I got to know his wife pretty good. Hang out on Saturday nights.
Wow.
By the record shop. So what is selling? What are people asking for? I give her my list.
Yeah. How cool.
Because you had that ear, you had your ear to the pulse.
It's what the audience are asking for.
Yes.
There are certain songs that you got to have in the record store. Sure. In the record store, people are going to always want hip tones on top. Delroy Wilson.
Wow.
They're always going to want Slim Smith, alternately. So those you have to keep on. Ken Booth.
Yes.
It's like about half a dozen. Between 6 and 9 albums you got to have.
Yes.
And then people are really collecting studio one. Then other stuff, we say, okay, they're asking for this one. All right.
Yes. Okay. Lovely.
Wow, that's cool.
Valuable.
Yeah.
You're valuable.
He is in many ways. Norma, tell our fans, or your fans, and our listeners and viewers, a typical Norma Fraser live set. What does it entail?
What I do, if I have a performance to do, I make sure I take my audience. Let's see. I gear my repertoire, my set list for that performance based upon the audience. I just don't sing the same thing at every performance at all. And
Smart.
And always it works. Yes. I know if I'm, if it's, let's see, people that are in their 30s or 40s or whatever, that I know what I need the type of songs that I need to sing, really touch them, because I when I sing, and you've heard me sing, right? I hopefully you have.
Yes.
I'm wild and crazy on stage,
Yes, ma'am. Lots of energy.
Right, lots of energy. So I want to make sure that my audience feels that too.
Yes.
Now, if they come in feeling very sad or down, when they leave, they're uplifted. I've had people actually cry, bawl, and men, big men, come into my dressing room and said, "You heal me, you heal me." I said, I'm singing secular music. You know, I'm
music.
Yeah, and I've had that happen to me.
That's amazing.
All the time.
Yeah, that must be a special feeling, right?
Yeah, because when I perform, it's not for me; it's for my audience. Really.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful outlook, man.
Yes, no, very, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your very detailed, extensive, and impressive website. Will you give the will you plug that and promote that?
Yes, my website. Thank you. My website. All my fans, I want to thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much. It's www.normafraser.com, and please spell Fraser the British way, Fraser.
Right. Not as in Smoking Joe Frazier with the Z.
No.
Right?
It says www.normafraser.com.
Yeah, very, very impressive. I love not only the photos and video clips, but some of the newspaper clippings from back in the day, and I remember one specifically with the Sheiks that you talked about earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, some great clippings there.
And is that picture up with you and Pat and some of the other guys?
I think one of them.
Go ahead.
I thought one of them was, but I'll have to go back in again tonight and look.
Did you say Pat?
Yeah, I think he was part of. I can't verify.
Oh, Pat Kelly.
Yes.
I need to look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think Winston Francis also may have passed through.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
We're gonna get Winston. We're gonna get Winston Francis on the.
Yes, that's a must. Right.
Yeah. Oh, you are? Oh, he's in England, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
We communicate frequently.
Yeah. Oh, I remember meeting him at one of the Sierra Nevada World Music Festivals.
Is that so?
Yeah.
We were in Japan some years ago at the Japan Splash. He was on the same bill with me.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. You have. There's a really cool flyer that you have on your site.
Is that so?
Yeah.
I'll tell my webmaster that he's going to.
Yeah. Give him props. Give him props.
Oh, goodness. You're going to make him. You're going to let his head get real big.
He deserves it.
He does. Last night on our pre-call, the first time that you and I had the pleasure of talking, we talked about everything from music to COVID to social, political, but you do stay very socially active, politically minded. As Junior's first and foremost to say, you're very intellectual.
Yes.
Why is all that important to you?
Because I think we're all members of one family upon this earth. And if we do not, as a collective, take care of this earth, we're all going to die and suffer. So so I became very, very active. I make sure that I'm involved in just every aspect of this planet.
Congratulations.
I get involved.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yes. Because we need to listen to Mother Nature, listen to climate. It's trying to tell us that something is ill. Something is ill and we need to heal it.
Yes.
So we all have to do it together.
Listen to science, listen to experts, right? Yes.
Yes. And listen to the science. And wear your mask, people, wear your mask, please.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. We have to get through this together.
Yes. Because we're all in this together. We're brothers and we're sisters. Please, we are. Regardless of what you hear out there, we are brothers and sisters. Yes.
Yeah. We're I know it sounds cliche, but we're stronger together, and
yes,
that's the only way to get through this. So as opposed to being so divided. So
but if in 2021 there's a persons who have come to that actualization that we are one, I mean, they're way behind and they'll remain
very
behind.
much. So, and I think it's up to us and you beautiful, wonderful, sexy young men to spread the word. Okay, so that people will actually know this is serious.
Right.
Yeah. Very
nice
very
of you to remain active over the years.
Yes, always be active.
Your attire speaks a volume.
Oh, I'm getting back to my roots.
Yeah, I don't think you left because I don't think you left because most of the times I've seen your dress, it's almost always.
Okay, I hope so. I've changed over the years because I used to, goodness, I used to be one of those with the hair up here on. I stopped all that stuff. I'm like Bob. I remember when Bob used to get dressed up in three-piece suits.
Right. Right.
I had gowns and designer gowns, and then one day I saw him in the back of Miss Studio One, and he was doing something, and I said, Bob, what's going on? He said, I've seen the light.
Wow.
And from that day on, the guys started
take off them three-piece suit.
And take off the three-piece suit. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing that you were there right at that time.
Yeah.
And such a pivotal time.
Exactly. Then he told me, don't tell Mr. Dog. Don't tell Mr. Dog. I didn't.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, your stories and your anecdotes.
I've changed from that. Yeah. They're more important things, to take care of. They're more important things as far as I'm concerned today, right? We need to start loving each other unconditionally.
Yeah.
Love, that's it. Very simple. Love each other.
Perhaps more than any other time, it's so badly needed.
Oh, yes.
Because we're so divided.
Exactly. And share. We need to share. Stop being takers.
Yep.
Share.
Yep.
And help each other. Help.
And focus on community and all well said. Norma, is there anything that we did not touch on over the last hour and a half or so?
No, you've really grilled me. My memory, Thanks for doing that because I've forgotten so many things.
Oh, anything that you want to ask Junor or grill him on? Turn the tables for a minute.
No, as Junor is a historian, and you're wonderful. You're wonderful. So
Thanks,
I'm serious, Eric.
Oh well,
you made my day.
You're very, very sweet, and
you guys are pro.
And thank you so much for doing this, and the rapport that you and Junor have. Junyor's spoken so highly of you over the years, so I'm
feeling is mutual.
It's a pleasure to finally be doing this, So
and he is always helping others, always.
Yes.
This wonderful, sexy young man over there. Always helping others instead of, keeping it for himself. No, appreciate that.
Yeah, it's true. Again, we really have to give credit to Suba Joy. They said, Norma doesn't live very far. I said, get her, find her.
Oh.
Put me in touch with her.
Thank you so much. Thank you for doing that. You're bringing me down there.
Yeah.
Bring me to LA, especially.
Yeah.
That was a very good experience. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Well, the LA crowd will need to see you again.
Yes.
At some point.
So.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
And thank you, Mr. How do you pronounce your name? Kohler?
Yeah, Kohler. Just like the faucets and toilets, but no relation.
Oh no! So
without the money.
So you're the one with the money. I was going to say you're the one.
No, I wish.
I was going to say, come on, Junor, let's hit him up.
Unfortunately,
my daughters asked, because we have a Kohler toilet. Like, is this our company? And sadly, I have to say no.
I like your daughter. I like her already.
Yes.
Wonderful. No, there's nothing else I really need to ask you because I think we've covered everything. I just want to thank you both for doing such a professional job. It's wonderful.
Thanks.
And for teaching me how to manipulate.
No, you've been amazing. So thank you, Norma, and thank you, Junor.
Well, our guest has been the intellectual giant, community activist, singer, organizer. Norma Fraser. She's been there from the beginning, been there even before Jamaican music evolved into ska. She worked with some of the top musicians of the era and still going strong.
Yes.
Still kicking supreme.
Yes.
Our memories are sharp as a two-edged sword. Yes. Wow. Such a gift, yeah.
Oh.
You have buried many of your contemporaries.
Goodness.
Yeah.
You're making me blush. I'm turning white.
Your ancestors. Join your ancestors.
I enjoy this. Thank you so much, and thank you for the memories, really.
Yes, wonderful the little I have to contribute. Thanks. So, well, we're gonna urge our friends to follow us at History of LA Ska on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and join our Facebook group. Please follow me, Junor Francis, on Instagram at Junor Francis. This series is produced by my good friend here, Eric Kohler. This is his brainchild for the Rockery Radio. And please follow at Rockery_radio on Instagram for fresh rock, rhythm, and soul and Jamaican music-inspired playlist that Eric puts up every day. Such discipline. I'm wondering if you could give your website.
Yes, thank you. It's www.normafraser.net. That's Fraser. www.normafraser. I'm sorry, that's wrong. It's www.normafraser.com.
Right.
And that's Frazier with an S.
Yes, and it's Fraser spelled with an S. Thank you.
Anything that you want to add? So
I just want to say, Junor. Junor, thank you again so much.
Radio.
And Norma, it's
been a pleasure. It's a collective effort.
Yes, I had a great time taking a trip down memory lane. So thank you for your catalog of hits and all the amazing work over the years. And I know there's still more to come. So you take care, Junor, as well. And thank you to all of our viewers and listeners out there. Appreciate the continued support of the History of LA Ska. Norma, have a wonderful night. And you too. And I want everybody who's listening to tune in and follow these wonderful, beautiful people right here. Please. So including sweet. You. Yes. All right. Take care. Have a great one. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate that. I enjoyed it. Thank you. Oh, so glad. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.